In 3, 2, 1, action.
All right, well, Maurice, fight week is here. Obviously, we got a big main event against Ante Delia. What has it been like dealing with all the added attention that comes with being in a main event and getting ready to fight on Friday night? How pumped are you?
The added attention is really nothing. Really, I was on Tough. I was in the UFC. I'm used to it. It's easy. This shit is easy for me. I mean, to be honest with you, it's cool being a main event. It's my first big main event. I'm just really concerned with, no, I'm really just worried about making sure I'm sharp and making sure I do all the right things fight week, like I haven't done for most fight weeks, staying hydrated, training right, getting my rest in. This season has really been the best I've looked, the best I've felt mentally, physically. I'm physically strong, I'm mentally strong, and, you guys are going to see that Friday night against 2022's champ. And if I got to be completely honest with you, he can look you in the face and say everything's good. That motherfucker's worried. He's worried. He's worried. He can tell you he's not. He's worried. And, he's sweating a little bit. Marcelo was sweating last time. You didn't see it. He was sweating too. So he going to get it just like Marcelo got it. I'm sure he going to hit me. I'm going to hit his ass back too. Ain't no bitches out here. I'm going to be right in his face. Ain't no playing it safe. There's no such thing. We're heavyweights. You play it safe, it doesn't end how you want it to end. I'm going to be in his face for 15 minutes.
In this season, you kind of mentioned how, you're in such a great place physically, mentally, this season specifically. What were some of the changes that you kind of made entering this season mentally to build your confidence and feel like the way you are today?
I went through a champ camp and a half with John Jones, and then I watched my teammate go out there and execute a plan and literally tell us that morning how he was going to do it, and he was going to make it look easy. And he went out and he fucking made it look easy. And I didn't do every workout with him, but I did damn near all of the workouts with him, from strength and conditioning, some lifting, practice 4 nights a week, running, you name it, I did it, right? So I know I can go through a champ camp. I can come out the other side of it. And I have confidence knowing that the work is done. So I would get really nervous when I saw my opponent and a bunch of shit. And that's because I didn't watch enough footage. I didn't do enough research. I didn't see it enough. It was foreign to me, right? I crossed all the T's. I dotted all the I's. I get to go full speed Friday night. At the end of the day, I get to go full speed. With your training partners, you're nice, man. You're nice. You try not to hurt them. You don't throw certain things. He's not my training partner. He cool. He ain't my friend. I'm trying to send his ass to the hospital. Fuck you mean? I'm sure he's trying to send me there too. But that's what makes it a fight, right? So.
The last question for me. I got to get your insight. Like, what kind of teammate is John Jones in and out of the gym? Like, in terms of his work ethic behind the scenes. I mean, his energy's got to be infectious on the mats and in the gym. Like, talk to us a little bit about, kind of an insight as to what kind of teammate he is and what you've learned from him.
He's the best. He's the best. I know John very well, and I've been lucky enough to be invited in the room and be invited to do all these sessions with him, and it makes you work harder, right? It makes you work harder every time you're in there because we're trying to make sure we give each other the best look. You know what I'm saying? So, and in addition to that, he helps me. He legitimately, I've watched video with him. I've watched footage with him. He's gave me insight. He showed me some of his tricks, and so he's really been a savior to my career. Not just John, but his coaching staff too. From Brandon Gibson to Roberto Alencar, to Coach Aaron, who's a boxing coach, Coach Alex, who's a striking coach, even Greg Jackson. They help us all. And it's not just me, it's not just John, it's all the other men in the room too. And we got a good group of dedicated guys that we've given up a lot to be in that room together. And nobody really misses. We're always there. We're always there. And sometimes in MMA, and as most of you know, especially heavyweights. They're few and far between, and to get 6, 7 heavyweights dedicated in there for not just for years, for not 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, it's tough. And John's created this environment for us where it's a happy training environment. We got a good energy in there. There's no egos. Check the fucking ego out the door. Come in and get the work in. And man, I couldn't be happier. I'm blessed.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yes, we're going to keep it to just 2 questions and then follow up as we can, just to make sure everyone gets a chance. We're running out of time. So,
Maurice, on the John Jones topic, when I think about Francis Ngannou's debut and your friendship with John, I have to imagine it has to have come up. You guys have that talk, you being the guy to fight Francis next year. Is that
No.
true, and what can you say?
No, and that fight's it's all irrelevant if I don't win the tournament. So instead of jumping 5, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead. Let's focus on Andre, because you don't beat Andre, you don't make the playoffs. You don't make the playoffs, all of it's for nothing. Nobody cares at that point. So we know it's there, That's the first thing I'm going to do when I win this fucking tournament, is I'm going to call out the big, scary African Francis Ngannou. And that's it, He's not that scary. We're about the same size. He's just strong, okay? He's just strong. The motherfucker can't wrestle. His boxing's not great. Let's be honest. His boxing's not great. He has a lot of power, okay? His kicks look like garbage. You ever seen him kick? You watched him? It looks like a good kick to you? Yeah? No, it doesn't. Don't lie. But yeah, but whatever. It's out there. But if you don't win the tournament, it doesn't matter. None of that shit matters, and nobody cares,
Going back to Ante, look, are you expecting something crazy from him in 5 minutes? And do you feel like you're getting him at a good time because he had the injury that pulled him out of the first?
We don't know what that injury is. I don't know what that injury is, so I don't know what good time is. The injury could be he could have stubbed his fucking toe and got a doctor's note. We don't know. We don't know what it is. I'm assuming I'm getting the best Andre coming off maybe he was able to heal the injury and he's coming in full of steam. And if he's anything less than that, we're going to find out Friday night. He's going to be in for a fucking hell of a fight. That's it.
One thing for you, my man.
Yeah.
Everyone always mentions, of course, John in that room. Can you shed some light on maybe a unranked guy or a guy on a regional scene, maybe some who doesn't get the pub that they should, that's in that room training with you guys all the time?
I call them the Redwood Originals. Shit. One of them sitting right back there. He actually really kind of never trained and stepped in the room with a bunch of fucking sharks, and he's been holding his own, and he's probably getting ready to start his amateur career or pro career here shortly just from being in the room with us, right? Romo. And then we got another guy, Akuma, Dwight Maters. He just made his pro debut. He's one of my very good sparring rounds. I mean, there's a bunch of guys in there. There's a bunch of good guys in there that work hard. You can have a bunch of talented guys in a room that don't want to work hard, or you can take guys who want to come in and work, and that's what we got. A bunch of guys that want to come in and work. Like, for instance, for my camps, like John was there, but after John's fight, you want to take a little. It was a long fucking camp, So like Dwight swims with me, Dwight lifts with me. We do a lot of things together, and man, everybody's on the way up. Trust me. You'll see these guys in the future.
Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
Maurice, happy Wednesday, man. Welcome to Atlanta as well. Talk about my man back here that just decided to step into the gym, man. You remember that time where you stepped into the gym?
Yeah.
And
I do.
what were your skills at, contrary to where you are today?
So my journey's a little different. So I was about 330 pounds. I lost about 30 pounds. My buddy was like, come do some jiu-jitsu. And I had a buddy say, hey, you want to take an MMA fight? I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to take an MMA fight. This is in Chicago. And 30 days later, I hopped in the cage. And this is where my skills are at when I hopped in the cage. The gym I was going to at the time said, I'm sorry, you can't run our flag. We don't think you're ready to fight yet. Funny. We don't think you're ready to fight yet. I went out TKO'd him in the third round, and here we are 13 years later off of a whim. I've been with that been with that woman right there since I started. She's been with me since I was 330 pounds. She's literally saw this from day one to right now. And, you know, I like to share my story with people and let them know that, yo, really? And I wasn't an athlete. My brother played D1 football. He went and played at Hofstra University. They thought I was going to go next. I wasn't coachable. I didn't like sports. I partied my ass off in Chicago, drank and did drugs. And MMA was able to kind of like help me focus. I got to focus my energy on something that I actually really loved. And I just want to show people like, yo, if you really want to do something, you got to give up shit. We got to sacrifice, but you can do anything you want to. If I can make it here and fight for all the big promotions I did, you motherfuckers just got to have a little bit of what's that shit called? Somebody help me. Discipline. Like, hey, I heard Joe Rogan say, hey, fuck your motivation, right? I don't have motivation most days, and he's right. Sometimes I don't have motivation most days, but my discipline is what gets my black ass to the gym. My discipline is what gets me to those swimming workouts. My discipline is what does that, okay? And knowing that I got 2 kids at home and a fiance that both depend on me because I left my job where I was making that good-ass corporate money to chase this dream of mine. And, you know, it's time to wake up. This is it. You know, I also know that Andre got more time. What is he, like 34, 30? I got more time too, but Andre got more time, right? This is it for me. This is it. This is my opportunity to make my mark in this industry. And this is going to be the first one. This is going to be the first one. I really feel that inside my heart of hearts. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
All right. Thanks, Maurice. We're all good.
That's a wrap! Appreciate